My name's Holly. I'm going to get started on the week one discussion post. The first question: what care coordination activities are occurring in your practice settings? Um, First, we should start off by defining care coordination, which Lamb in 2014 defines it as care coordination is the deliberate organization of patient care activities between two or more participants, including the patient involved in a patient's care to facilitate the appropriate delivery of health services. And this is found on page 3. Basically, a really good example of some care coordination that we're doing now at Behavioral Health Charlotte in the emergency department is we have I'll have to explain a little bit of the background for people who are not familiar with behavioral health. Each patient has a precaution level. Um, it goes from 3 to 1. A precaution level, or a PL. So a PL3 is routine for all behavioral health patients. So that's Q 15-minute checks all day 24/7. A PL2, they can either be while awake or around the clock. Obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory, while awake or around the clock. But a PL2 is a line of sight, either all day, every day, even when they're sleeping, or just when they're awake. And then a PL1 is that can also be around the clock or while awake, but that patient needs to be within arm's reach of staff at all times. And obviously that's going to be based on the patient acuity. So basically something that we started doing, which is a perfect example of care coordination, is obviously the precaution level has to be ordered by the doctor. However, how it used to be is, nurses would just, staff that with the doctor, and if the doctor felt like it was appropriate, they'd order it. If not, they'd come up with an alternative. So the issue was that sometimes our psych techs, who are on the floor with the patient majority of the day, might not agree. There may be something going on that it hadn't been relayed to nursing for whatever reason, and so now we have it to where the doctor, the nurse, and the psych tech must sign off when a precaution level is changed, whether it's increased up the spectrum or decreased down. So that is a perfect example of care coordination because it ensures quality health care and safety, and it includes more than one person within the healthcare team. So the next question, what quality and cost outcomes are they looking at? I'm assuming it means where you work. So a quality and safety mechanism we've obviously been working on in behavioral health is, and this goes for all healthcare facilities, but eliminating suicide altogether within the healthcare arenas, because it's 100% preventable. It really is, if you have the mechanisms in place and you're using them properly. So one of the quality and safety mechanisms we're using right now, which has been implemented throughout the entirety of Behavioral Charlotte, is the anti-ligature doorknobs. Basically, there's zero way for me to describe it, but like the exact mechanism that would make any type of sense, but basically it's where there's no way that an attachment point could be made for someone to hang themselves. And Um, so that has been something that we've implemented to ensure quality and safety. Um, and then the last question was about the that link we had to go to and to discuss resources for your toolkit or population. Um, Basically, I found a really cool resource about zero suicide. That's an initiative that we are striving for at Behavioral Health Charlotte. It had lots of different resources and toolkits for how to get involved, how to lead, how to promote compliance with your team. And one way that we're doing that at Behavioral Health Charlotte is every staff member, including environmental services, including food and nutrition services. Every staff member at Behavioral Health Charlotte has to be trained in motivational interviewing. This helps identify patients that are at risk for suicide with the first interaction, and it also helps you talk to the patients in a therapeutic way to help them talk them down from suicide. So, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great week.